Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to a second video of Pride Month. It's technically the first, but because the other one was like an update telling you what I was gonna do. This is the third time I've tried to film this. I'm back on my webcam, so I'm really sorry because I can't edit shit from my webcam videos because I don't know why I just can't. My camera's broken. I had content on that and it's broken, and my life was like nearly over. I'm a mess today because I went out last night to a gig, which by the way was amazing. So yeah, just bear with me. As promised, first video for Pride Month, like proper video for Pride Month. I'm going to talk about the Heartstopper graphic novels. The reason I picked this as like a little positive start to these Pride Month videos is because one, I'm a huge fan of Heartstopper. I've already talked about the Netflix adaptation. I'll put a little link up here so that you can all hear whichever way it pops up, so you can go and watch that. And two, if you've read them, you'll know how much like LGBTQ plus love there is in these books. There's trans, there's lesbian, there's gay, there's bi. I just love them. Alice Olsman, I've probably pronounced her name wrong because I'm stupidly dyslexic, is an incredible writer. It's for those of you who don't know, they're graphic novels. So it's like this. Spoiler alert, I should probably have just said that, but spoiler alert. And they're so good. There's currently four of them. There's kind of two books that kind of go with them. So there's Nick and Charlie, and there's This Winter. This Winter sort of goes along with this one, and Nick and Charlie comes after volume 4. They are so good. Ugh. I was gonna like stick to talking about the LGBTQ plus stuff for Pride Month with these books, but I'm gonna go into a little bit about my favourite parts and my favourite books. So my favourite two are volume 3 and volume 4. So for those of you who have read the graphic novels and seen the Netflix adaptation, you would know volume 3 is after, so is volume 4, and volume 1 and 2 is from the Netflix series. Firstly, I have to say this, I think these are better than the Netflix series. The actors in the Netflix series do them incredible justice, and it's still absolutely amazing program to watch. Um, and I love that the person who plays Elle is actually a transgender female because she actually knows how that feels to have gone through that. Um, and they do really good justice. But I just love the graphic novels. I'm dyslexic as well, and normally it takes me ages to read. And can I just say, it's the first time I read a graphic novel, I read them all in one like hit in like one day, one after the other, and it was incredible. Um, I'm now reading Solitaire, which is another book by Alice Oseman, which kind of, I think, if you read it, you'll understand, kind of goes along the time frame of this, but it's about Tori's journey of stuff. Um, Tori is Charlie's older sister, for those of you who don't know. That again, I'm going to say it again, like massive spoilers if you haven't read these graphic novels. Even if you've watched the Netflix series, I'm going to give more spoilers in the graphic novels that aren't in that because like I said, 3 and 4 follow on from that. But yeah, 3 and 4 is my favourite. 4 has a lot of mental health content in it that I would say trigger warning. There is actually a little trigger warning content in the front of, oh, not that bit, in the front of the book here, which thank you, Alice, Alice, for doing that. But yeah, there's a lot of mental health book in talking 4, and a little bit towards the end of 3 as well. So that would be a trigger warning for you. But they're my two favourites. But they're all so good. The characters are thought about really well. Their backs, it's almost like each character has like a little backstory, even from like volume 1. And it's just incredible. My favourite character, the character that I probably identify most with from the graphic novels and the Netflix series is Nick, um, because I'm bisexual. And I went through that journey of that whole like discovering yourself, discovering and thinking that you kind of had to fit in a box of gay or straight, but then realizing there isn't just gay and straight in the world, that there's these other things as well, like bisexual pans. and discovering that you're bisexual. Um, that is a really good place to start for LGBTQ plus month, I think. I think they're absolutely incredible. I mean, if you've got any questions about the graphic novels or the Netflix adaptation, um, comment below. Just incredible. I will just say from reading these, um, uh, Kit Connor and Joe Locke play really good Charlie and Nick. They do Charlie and Nick justice. There are a few characters in here that aren't in the Netflix show, and I kind of like. I feel like the Isaac in the Netflix show is kind of taking the place of Alid in the graphic novels, which is fine. It's not really the same thing, and Alid's quite a cool character from the graphic novels if you've read them. Let me know in your comics which um one is your favorite. Again, this is the third time I've filmed this video, so I'm so sorry. These Pride Month videos might come out a bit later than I'm expecting. I was expecting to get this out yesterday, but everything has just kind of gone to shit. So there we go, and it's the short sweet one, but Heartstopper graphic novels, I would really suggest them. The order they go in, and it might be self-explanatory, but I'm going to explain it. They go 1, volume 2, volume 3, volume 4, and then if you wanted to read the other books, it's there's no particular order. You can read them in any kind of order. I read everything a little bit backwards, but then goes This Winter and Nick and Charlie. You've also got Solitaire, which is a story that's like kind of Tori's side of side of stuff, and like Tori's story, and it talks about Nick and Charlie a little bit, but just from her perspective of things that happen with Charlie. I don't want to give too much away, but it's more like from volume 4 with things that happen with Charlie. If you've read the graphic novels, so if you've read these, you'll know what I'm talking about. Yes, I'm currently on Solitaire, and the thing I like about Solitaire, and this is how I know Alice is a really good writer, is things intertwine with each other. So, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think Solitaire was actually written before Heartstopper, and then Alice decided to write Heartstopper to tell Nick and Charlie's story. I could be wrong, I think that's the way around it went. Yeah, but there's little bits in Solitaire that like are in volume 4, and you're like, oh, that connects just from a different perspective or a different person's point of view. So I would say a lot of the Heartstopper comics come from mainly Charlie's point of view of stuff, but also Nick's. It's kind of split in the middle. I think the first volume is mainly Charlie, and then from 2, 3, and 4, you get more of both. That's just my personal opinion. But yeah, and they're great graphic novels. If there's something you want to start on, I think I always shy away from reading. I will normally do audiobooks. Or try, like, I love to read, but I'm dyslexic and it takes me ages. It would literally like take me half an hour to read like that much. But I think graphic novels for a dyslexic person, I've discovered, are great, and they're actually okay to read. So yeah, there is my Heartstopper graphic novels content. My next video, I'm going to talk about my journey and discovering my sexuality and being bisexual. And that might be the reason I started with this one for like an upbeat one is because the next one might be a little bit more sad and a little bit more of a harder topic to talk about, or for you guys to listen to about. But I think it's needed. I think especially in Pride Month, we need to have these hard conversations. And there was a interview that Kit and Joe did, where I think like one of the questions was like, how long do you think these kind of shows are needed? And Kit was saying like, until we don't need to talk about it anymore. If you watched sort of the interviews, you would have seen this interview, and I think there's a little bit where Joe goes, "Yay gays," which is this is what I want, yay gays. So yeah, and I think Heartstopper is a really good reputation of all of that. So thank you, Heartstopper, for making my life complete in the last couple of months. And I will see you guys next week for my journey, and I will talk about that into some depth. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe as well. Like, I find my view on videos are higher than my subscription, so some people need to be pressing that little subscribe button, and you could also ring the bell for notifications. You can do that and like and comment and all that jazz. yeah, I'm sorry I'm back on my webcam. I'm sorry I couldn't edit cool stuff into this because my computer's like messed up and my camera's messed up. But I'll see you next week. And thank you for watching.